All right, I think this is pretty much everyone. So we'll go ahead and get started if everyone is ready. Welcome to our first Pi Theta meeting as OT2s. Congrats. You guys are all here. All right, so just an overview of what we're going to talk about. Welcome. I just welcomed you. Can check that one off the list. We're going to go through the exec team just so you remember who is serving which role. And so if you have any questions, you can go up to that person, and for distant students that don't necessarily know who we are. And then Bailey's going to take us through a very exciting President's Award that our chapter is going after out of AOTF. And Julie is going to take us through the potential distinguished lecturers for the spring. So before I hand it off to them, I just want to say a couple things. So if you haven't registered under CU Involved, follow this link and just put your name in. CJ will send it out in the email, so it'll be a quick process. And then if you guys have any ideas for future guest speakers, all ideas are welcome. If you know someone that would be a really inspiring person to listen to, bring it forward. We just ask that it embodies the PTE mission of research and scholarship possible, so your evidence-based practice kind of thing. And Bailey's going to take you through the President's Award, but we're kind of forming a subcommittee for it just because it is going to be a lot of work. So if you're interested in being more involved with Pi Theta, let Bailey or I know that you're interested in helping out. She'll talk more about that later. So here we are. So first, my name is Annie, and I will argue to the death that The Office is the greatest show ever made. That is me and my dog, aka my best friend. And the picture in the middle is my fave because it's me and all my gal pals at my favorite place in the world. That's on State Street in Madison. I could eat a burrito for every meal if possible. And the bottom right picture is a picture of me in Alaska this last August. We just got done with the most terrifying hike ever, and I realized that I actually don't like mountains that much. I legitimately had to sit down on my butt and slide down. It was terrifying. And my favorite day of the year is December 1st because it marks the first official day I can watch Elf. So, and all the anticipation of Christmas and all that jazz. So, all right, Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie, for those of you that don't know me. And I'm really interested in peds, so that's why I put this picture up there of us doing Go Baby Go, and that was a really cool and fun opportunity. I'm in love and obsessed with my dog, Murphy, as you can see. The Easter picture is my absolute favorite picture of him. And I also have a fish, but I'm an awful fish mom. Like, I really don't know how he's still alive, honestly. But I kind of didn't want to make him feel left out. That's my family up top. My brother and sister are twins, and they're in college now, so they're not my babies anymore. And then this bottom picture is me attempting to do like a splits move when I went cliff jumping in Hawaii, because that was like the coolest thing ever. But yeah, and then I'll talk more about the lecture in a bit.
There we go. Okay, hi guys, I'm CJ. I added some pictures too, like everybody else. On the left is me and my boyfriend Connor. We went on a week-long camping trip in Colorado over break, and that was kind of terrifying because it rained the whole time, but we survived, and that was the one sunny day in Fort Collins. The next picture is me and my dad and my little brother, and they look super cute in their sunglasses. Next picture is my family. We were at Florida, which is our annual vacation, and then the New Belgium Brewing Company because I really like beer. And yeah, that's also my boyfriend. There's a lot of pictures of us, and I'm your secretary, so I'll be sending out all the emails and meeting reminders. So if you guys run into any issues about that, just let me know. Next is Megan.
Okay, yeah, my name's Megan. I'm the treasurer. These are my pictures. That little baby is my perfect little goddaughter that I'm obsessed with. And that's her older sister, Poppy, Amy Poppy. You guys probably know all about them because I am obsessed with them. But that's my family in the middle. And these are some of my best friends when I went to Arizona over break. And If you've never built a snow dinosaur, I highly encourage you to do so. It was like one of my prouder moments in life. So, but I take care of all the money. Kind of self-explanatory. So if you have any questions about that, let me know.
Hi guys, I'm Claire. I'm the PHPSG rep, which I believe stands for Pharmacy and Health Professional Student Guild. And so basically I just go to meetings every week and report back what goes on there. So a few fun facts about me. I did my undergrad at Creighton, so here's me on my graduation with my dad. I was a Really for Life exec member in undergrad, so this is me with a couple of my teammates. And then I have 4 sisters, so they're all up here along with my mom. And I like to water ski, but not very good. And then my not so current Netflix show is Atypical because I just finished it last night, but you should all watch it because it's amazing. My roommate and I watched it in 3 days. Yeah, there's only 8 episodes, but it's about this high school boy who has autism, and it's about his life, and it's hilarious and really good. But anyways. Yeah. And as far as PHPSG, it's not in here, but we have an annual fundraiser for a trivia night, and typically it is at the J, which no longer exists. So if anyone has connections to somewhere that they think it would be a good place to have, let me know.
Hi guys, I'm Bailey. I am Pi Theta's historian. And these are just some pictures of my family as well. The far one I showed when we had voting, but I like to travel. I was in Mexico and it was cool to drink water, like actual coconut water out of coconut. My fiance and I are in the middle. My mom and dad are down here. I also have a brother and sister that are twins, but they're seniors in high school, Julie. And then my dog, my family is obsessed with my dog. She's a Maltese. She's 6. Her name is Sadie. She's adorable. I'm also a huge Husker football fan, and my favorite show is Friends.
Okay, I'm Katie. I'm the distance liaison and also a GO student. So that's like most of the GO students for spring banquet right there on the left. That's my family at Niagara Falls in the bottom. I also really like craft beer, so this is me and my sister at the Surly Brewery. And then I also really love scuba diving, so that's scuba diving when I got certified. And I like the outdoors, so this is me hiking. And then I went to the University of Iowa, so go Hawkeyes. I know that's not a popular opinion here, but yeah, so I'm distance liaison. If anybody in the distance pathways has questions or wants to get more involved, you can contact me.
I'm Kendra Schnack. I'm the Go rep. So I put which is the Greater Omaha Pathway, put us all right there. And then these are a couple of vacations I've been on recently. And my family got a dog this year. There he is. What's his name? Piper.
Oh.
Okay. So Pi Theta has this award called the President's Award. And just kind of like background on this award, Pi Theta recognizes one chapter every year that implements and organizes an outstanding scholarly activity. You can only apply once per year. It's usually due on October 1st. The winning chapter is recognized at the National Conclave, just like kind of some background information for you guys. So Dr. Lohman and the historian before me have wanted to apply for this for some time. So our Pi Theta project is called the Alumni Inspiration Series. It is super awesome. I think everybody should do it if they want to, but this is kind of what it is. I'll give you the down low. So the goal is to create a network between Pi Theta students and the alumni, and to kind of create like a mentorship and relationship with them. So we'll collaborate, communicate, whether they're local or far away, and just kind of depends. But
The alumni will also have the chance to be speakers if they want to for our chapter meetings. And then they can also be more involved in our chapter with monthly newsletters, journal club, all that sort of stuff. So we are going to be sending out an email to all of the alumni in Pi Theta here soon, and then to see how many people that are interested will notify us back. So I guess I'm also interested in seeing what you guys kind of think with it. We want to keep you guys involved and kind of see if you guys would prefer to do a mentorship either as OT3s. So while you guys are on clinical, you guys would have a mentor of somebody to talk to, an additional source to go to for questions, evidence-based practice, that kind of stuff, or incorporate the OT3s currently, and as they transition from graduation into clinical practice, they would have that source to talk to as well, if that makes sense. So I guess I just kind of, with this very, basic background, who would all be interested in this mentorship program? Okay, so basically everyone. Okay, awesome. So basically you would contact your mentors at least once a month. We just think this is a great way to be involved with the alumni of Pi Theta, continue to be involved in the community, feel empowered about your clinical practice, your clinical rotations. It's just an opportunity for students to have an outside source to talk to besides your classmates, teachers, just kind of somebody who's been in the profession for a while, and have that professional source to talk to. Does anybody have any questions about that at all? I hope I explained it well. I didn't want to overwhelm you guys. There's a lot of details in it, but I was trying to want to give you the basic of it. We're going to be sending out a survey that asks the alumni, who they are, where they're practicing currently, how long they've been in practice, if they're currently involved in research, and if they would want a student to help with the research, if they would be interested in either coming or streaming as a guest speaker to our chapter meetings for a guest lecture. So, yeah, so like Annie said, it's kind of a lot of work. The due date is October 1st, so obviously not this year, but our goal would be to do next year or the following October. So we'll just kind of have to pass it on to the next exec as it kind of goes. But our goal is to try and pair people by May. That way when we go on field work, that we have a mentor for that, and then that way as OT3s graduate, they'll have a mentor, if that kind of makes sense. And then when we submit an application for this award, we will take narratives from the alumni and then narratives from the students and kind of talk about, your experience with that and how it really benefited you and all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. And then the subcommittee will help with all of that and kind of coordinating that, kind of depending on how many mentors and interested alumni that we get. Cool. Okay.
Okay, so for the distinguished lecturer, we're hoping to have it again in the spring, and we kind of thought that having it like the week we come back from spring break would maybe be best, just because we typically don't have a lot of tests or assignments that week back, but that will all also depend on who we have come and speak at this and if it works out for them as well. So we're gonna go through and do the order of the exec board, and Dr. Lohman and us have all met and kind of came up with an order that we thought would be really good. And then I will send out a survey later, and if you guys just wanna vote on who you want to speak, that would be great. The first person we have is Neil Harbison, and he was recommended by Dr. Moo. He is the AOTA Chief Academic and Scientific Affairs Officer. So he would be speaking about national trends in OT, and this would just be a really great person for us to have speak here, especially since it's now going to be a doctorate program. I know Pi Theta has wanted him to speak for several years now, so I think we kind of decided that we would like to reach out to him first. So I think that's what we're gonna do, but if you guys could also send in who you would like if he declines, that would be great. Next we have Lucy Jane Miller, and she was recommended by Dr. Greiner. She's pediatric and would talk a lot about sensory integration. She developed the STAR program in Denver, Colorado, and she's really well known for that and her seven nationally standardized tests to help diagnose sensory processing disorder. And then in the AOTA Centennial, she was ranked one of the top 100 influential people. Next, we have Frank Gaynor, and he was recommended both by Dr. Coppard and Dr. B. He served in the U.S. Army and Reserves, and he is the director of conferences. So he is he basically puts on AOTA type of thing. So he would be able to speak both about, his experience in the military and how he provided care for others there, and then also all of kind of the behind the scenes work of AOTA as well. And then we have Diana Ramsey, and she was recommended by Dr. Lohman. She would speak about healthcare and social services executive. She's president and the CEO of Woods, and so she basically does a lot with human services, a lot of kind of mental health, and also economic and behavioral based. She is an amazing leader as well, and she is a fellow. And then Fred Somers, he was recommended by Dr. B. He's the executive director of AOTA. He'd be involved a lot in government relations. And Dr. B said he would specialize on the profession and challenges that will be faced. And then Chuck Wilmarth, he was recommended by Dr. B as well. And he's the director of state affairs, focused on licensing and reimbursement, and again, the government aspect and the future that holds. And then Pam Toto, who was recommended by Dr. Lohman, very well known for geriatrics, and we haven't had geriatrics here in a while, so that would also be a great option. She's a professor at the University of Pittsburgh, and she was the editor for our Gero books as well. And then, so the names that were more detailed, that will be in the survey that I send out later. So again, please rank the person you would like to see the most and who you think would cause, the most draw from us, the other students, and then, faculty around the area as well. But then these are kind of our backups to our backups type of thing. So we have Marjorie Scaffa, and she writes the book that we all read about she would talk about geriatrics and mental health. And then Sherry Muir, which is OT and primary health, and just the leadership role she believes that OT should serve. And then Pat Christ, who would talk about professional development, more of the field work aspect. And then Timothy Wolf, he does a lot of, he's an OTD, but he also does a lot of research with neuro. And then Sarah Schoen, who works with the sensory integration along with Lucy Jane Miller.
Thank you. Oh, okay. All right, so that was a lot of information thrown at everyone. So does anyone have any immediate questions about anything? All right, okay, so the next meeting is Wednesday, September 20th, so mark your calendar. Then the other thing is to get your name in, see you involved, and then there'll be links sent out for voting for Distinguished Lecturer. And then if you have interest in helping Bailey out with the President's Award, let myself or Bailey know, and we'll start forming that committee as well. So thanks, everyone.